congratulations within the promotion. It's time for it to order that Porsche you've pointed out for years. Your heart is determined on a 911, but this is the tricky crossroads. You'd love a Carrera GTS, nevertheless the $120,000 sticker is a little dear. Now you're torn between excellent base Carrera as well as the even more excellent Carrera S, weighing which model provides the best package of accessible performance goodies. Neither, actually. Your money is probably the Carrera T, the latest non-offering within the ever-expanding 911 family. Don't think too difficult about the name. The T is made for touring, much like the ubiquitous Grand Touring nomenclature in GT3 and GTS. Here, the T stands alone, but it's hardly less grand or sport than its big brothers. 50 in years past, the 911T served because relatively cheap and cheerful feeder point into the 911 line. It's exactly the same with the 2019 Carrera T, offering less tinsel and trim for fewer bucks. Only inside case of the present-day T, it's an $11,000 bump above the regular base-level Carrera, settling in with a hair over $100,000. For that extra 11 grand, Porsche plucks several of its go-fast hardware from higher up inside price range, creating one of many purest driving experiences provided with a warranty. Each T arrives watchy to rip with standard mechanical locking differential, Porsche active suspension management PASM, Porsche speak for adaptive sport suspension, Porsche torque vectoring, a shorter shifter to the manual, sport exhaust, as well as a half-caf version with the popular Sport Chrono package that includes the near-perfect sport design tire and rotary drive mode selector. Rear wheel steering, not available around the regular Carrera, is definitely an option around the T. It's noticeably lighter at the same time, using thinner glass from the rear windshield and side windows kit pulled through the GT2 RS. There's also less sound insulation and tin-inspired nylon pull straps in place from the regular door handles. If you spec yours while using incredible bucket seats $5,200, Porsche yanks the spine seats out, dropping the weight to an impressive 3,142 pounds. External changes will be more subtle. Aside from matte badging about the rear deck lid along with a stripe around the lower portion on the doors, spotters need to look for a sport design back and front fascia, as well as agate gray mirror caps. It cuts a sleeker profile also, sitting 0.8 inches lower on 20-inch Carrera S wheels. It's buckets of fun, regardless of whether it isn't considerably faster than the normal Carrera. Around back, the T utilizes precisely the same 3.0-liter twin-turbocharged flat-six since the rest on the Carrera lineup, from base to GTS. Here, the Sixer uses a similar tune because the vanilla Carrera 370 horsepower and 332 lb-ft of torque. Power is shipped to the back wheels via your choice of 7-speed manual transmission or 7-speed dual-clutch PDK. The asceticism, as well as a modified final drive, drops the 060 mph sprint in the manual transmission car by 0.1 second to 4.3 seconds, and to 4.0 seconds with the PDK. Flat out either in Germany or Montana, and you'll hit a top-notch speed of 182 mph for your PDK or 180 mph for your manual. Power, schmoer. If you're focused on beating meaty vets light highlight, you're missing the purpose entirely. That's not to imply the T isn't quick, however. There's a thick, syrupy torque curve that stretches from 1,100 revolutions per minute to around 5,000 revolutions per minute, thanks to your twin snails bolted out back. Don't for the second listen to your moans on the combative Porsche purists. From the bottom for the top, the Carrera lineup is way better with forced induction. Compared on the old free-breathing 3.6-liter and 3.8-liter sixers from your few in years past, there's fewer dead zones and power drop-offs. Finally, the 911 has satisfying speed at intervals of level, and not merely for those using the deepest pockets. It also sounds properly Porsche together with the standard active sport exhaust, now just two chutes mounted from the center and the rear bumper, lights. From the outside, onlookers obtain a healthy dose of flat six while having a delicious dollop of turbo spool. From the inside, that thin rear glass gives solution to a symphony of mechanical gnash and intake snort that reverberates throughout the hollow cockpit. You could take it to your track each and every other flavor of 911, however the Carrera T feels most in your own home out on surface streets. More specifically, it's magic out about the snaking routes that weave through Northern California's green hills and massive redwood forests. It's a deeply satisfying car drive and automobile, especially while using rear-wheel steering and PTV. Turn-in and mid-corner speed is ferocious, belying the T's bargain basement status. Every input is tuned for tactility, in the light steering towards the stellar brakes. That 3.0-liter is far through the million-volt shock on the GT3's 4.0-liter Screamer. However, the cabin echoes with sound, vibrating the seatbacks and tire. In theory, it's softer as opposed to S and GTS, even so the T drives so precisely, I'd have to operate a vehicle the hotter 911s back-to-back to indicate up the T. Even then, I'm undecided you'd be better off in a very faster 911. Essentially, Porsche has streamlined the process for drivers, not cruisers. If it's for commuting towards the office and back, find the black-on-black PDK Carrera. If you can't afford a GT3 and live somewhere without any snowy weather, you've got two choices. Either stick with all the T and spec against each other to your desire, or slide in a well-appointed GTS for getting all the features. As one of many recent passion Porsches such as 911R and GT3 Touring, the T signals a bright future for fans. As a purist's car, its peerless just give you those perfect sport seats and rear-wheel steering. 2019 Porsche 911 Carrera T specifications. Price: $103,150 base. Engine: 3.0 liters 24-valve turbocharged flat 6370 HP at 6,500 revolutions per minute, 331 lb-ft at 1,100 to 5,000 revolutions per minute. Transmission: 7-speed manual, 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. Layout: 2-door, 4-passenger, rear engine, RWD coupe. EPA mileage: NA LXWXH 178.2 by 71.2 by 50.6 inches, wheelbase 96.5 inches, weight 3,142 pounds, manual 060 miles per hour, 4.3s manual, 4.0s dual clutch. Top speed: 182 miles per hour manual, 180 miles per hour dual clutch.